The rise and fall of Motorola. The beginning of Motorola. In Chicago, Illinois, the United States, on September 25, 1928, Paul Galvin and his brother Joseph established Motorola as the Galvin Manufacturing Company. Paul had previously owned other businesses. Together with his buddy Edward Stewart, he had founded a telecommunications business in 1921. However, the business was forced to close in 1923 as a result of unpaid taxes. With no intention of giving up, Edward established the Storage Battery Company in 1926, and developed a battery eliminator that made it possible for radios and other portable electronic devices to operate without batteries. It was a game changer for scenarios in which batteries were not available. Following the final failure of Edward's business endeavor, the Galvin brothers purchased the Battery Eliminator invention and introduced it as Motorola's first product under the Galvin Manufacturing Corporation. Motorola produced a variety of radio models. The Galvin brothers, who created an affordable automobile radio known as the Motorola Radio in 1930, and primarily sold it to police departments and municipalities, are responsible for the advent of car radios. Additionally, their website claims that Motorola's name was inspired by the vehicle radio, with motor being from motorcar and ola denoting sound, making Motorola mean sound in motion. The company began making a range of one- and two-way radios, including radio receivers for police cars, by the late 1930s. Motorola's two-way radios include the SCR300, the first FM portable two-way radio, and the handy-talkie SCR536, the most well-known radio from the World War II era, as two significant examples. In 1937, Motorola launched a series of phonographs and home radios, making its entry into the home entertainment sector. 10 years later, the name of Motorola Incorporated was officially changed from Galvin Manufacturing Corporation. Motorola entered the television market. Televisions began selling like hotcakes after World War II, and by the time the war was over, half of all Americans had one in their house. So it only made sense for Motorola to manufacture TVs, and take advantage of the opportunity to expand their business. Because of this, in 1947, they introduced the Motorola Golden View, a 7-inch TV that was so reasonably priced, that sold more than 100,000 units in a single year. Today, that number may not seem like much, but it was a lot back then. Then, in the 1960s, Motorola started making portable TV''S. One of these was the 19-inch Motorola Astronaut television, which was the first large-screen portable TV ever made. Motorola continues to provide a variety of TV models, even collaborating with Indian e-commerce giant Flipkart, to promote smart TVs specifically for the Indian market. The first cell phone in history was produced by Motorola. Martin Cooper, a top engineer at Motorola, gave the first public demonstration of a cell phone on April 3, 1973. To one of the men with whom he had been competing to create the device, he placed the first call ever made from a cell phone in public. They worked arduously to advance their cell phone technology during the following 10 years, which was still somewhat primitive. Finally, Motorola introduced the brick-sized Dynatac 8000X, the first commercial cell phone, in 1984, forever altering the telecommunications landscape. The cell phone had a 35-minute battery life and a 30-minute call time, but charging took 10 hours. Then, only 5 years after debuting the Dynatac 8000X, Motorola achieved yet another historical first by creating the MicroTac, the first flip phone. Motorola separated into two businesses. Although Motorola had some early success in the 2000s with well-liked phones like the Motorola Razr flip phone, things started to go south for the company. When Apple unveiled the first iPhone in 2007, Motorola's sales decreased by more than half globally. The corporation lost a stunning $4.3 billion between 2007 and 2009. Motorola never quite bounced back. Due to these losses, Motorola split into two separate businesses. One side concentrated on communications goods like Motorola Solutions police radios. The other was centered on Motorola Mobility, a faltering company that sells consumer goods like cell phones. Google paid $12.5 billion for Motorola Mobility in 2012, but later sold it to Lenovo for only $2.91 billion, making it one of Google's most costly errors. But it wasn't totally an error. Google acquired every single one of Motorola's tens of thousands of patents, fortifying the corporation against patent threats from the likes of Apple and Microsoft. Although Motorola Solutions is still a separate business, the cutting-edge mobile phone manufacturer that we all knew and loved is now merely a division of Lenovo. From its early years as a pioneering producer of radios and televisions, to its groundbreaking advancements in cellular technology, Motorola has a rich history. However, the introduction of smartphones presented difficulties for the business, which caused it to split into two distinct businesses. Despite its ups and downs, Motorola's legacy continues to be felt today thanks to the products and patents it created. Motorola will always be known as a pioneer in the field of communication technology, even though the company may have lost some of its former luster.